Hey, this is Prometheus giving you another scheme breakdown. This is out of the Pittsburgh Steelers playbook. The formation is going to be the ace pair flex. What I like to do is I like to have my most explosive wide receiver on the left side for one of my audibles. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and switch my wide receivers. I'm going to flip them so I can get my most explosive wide receiver off to the left. The plays that I'm going to be breaking down is going to be the Y stick. The halfback slam is one of the standard audibles. 4 verticals, and then the play action Steeler sail are going to be the audibles. I'm also going to break down the following run plays: zone strong, stretch, the halfback belly weak, and then my other pass play that I'm really going to go ahead and use a lot is going to be the tight end spot. And if I wanted to, I can actually go ahead and use this wide receiver clown cross is a play action to the right-hand side of the field to attack my opponent, and I'm not actually giving away any kind of reads at all as far as attacking to the right. So we'll break those plays down. All right, so since my base audible is the halfback slam, I want to go ahead and complement any kind of a base run with the zone strong, which is an outside run, or I can use the halfback stretch. It's going to get a little bit further out. It's more running to the sidelines. And then you have the halfback belly weak, which really has really unique blocking. So let's take a look at the zone strong as our first base. Basically, what we're going to do is we're going to run off the offensive tackle, and I should probably be able to get some pretty good lane on the inside if the blocking goes correctly. I can't flip the play, but I don't have those extra blockers over there, so you probably want to be able to look for an inside cut. If there's multiple defenders right there, what I can do is I can try to go ahead and get in the inside and be able to pick up some good yards off the left-hand side. Now with a stretch play, I'm going to be looking more to try to get to the outside. So probably your best bet is to try to run to the sideline. And once again, with a stretch on the weak side, if that defensive end actually comes down, it's going to blow it up. So you probably want to go to where your tight ends are at, because flipping a play with a stretch is going to be risky unless your opponent starts shifting the defensive line with a stretch play. So let's take a look at the halfback belly weak. Now with the halfback belly weak, it looks almost like an inside zone, but actually it's going right up the center. What I like about this is if you flip it, that tight end still comes to looks like the B gap, or actually, yeah, the B gap, and it really has got a unique blocking angle. So if you keep the play stock, basically what you're trying to do is trying to get the ball on the inside. It's not something you're going to use this play to be able to get to the outside. Let's see if we can be able to get blocking over there. Nice little hole right there was picked up for me, and he's going to take that edge defender off with that blocking. Now what you can do is you can go and flip the play and watch, see how Miller actually goes into that gap. He should blow up that blocker right there. As you can see right here, I was able to take it up the field because of the stacked defensive front. So this is a nice little play to actually go ahead and incorporate into your scheme. Also, another little tip I want to share with you: on a counter, if you want to be able to do an inside run, so you're not getting too far out, with a little trick that you can do is you can do the spin move and allow you to get better control so you can get up the field faster. So that's just a little tip. Now, if you've got your opponent start spreading out their line, defending against any kind of outside run, what you can do is just go into the halfback slam and just run the ball right up its gut. Able to pick up a few yards right there. And a halfback slam is just going to basically make your opponent have to defend the inside run. So let's take a look at the first audible that the first play that I want to use as my selected pass play, and that's going to be the Z spot. This would be a play that I would actually use. All right, so the first play we're going to look at is Y stick. Basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and take Spaeth and put him on a fly route. I'm going to use this to be able to clear out that slant route by Bryant. Progressions are going to be the following. I'm going to go ahead and look on the left-hand side. I'm going to see what happens with Brown and Bryant. If a defender is not in the area, I'm going to go ahead and rifle the ball to Brown immediately. He's going to make an out route, or he's going to do a hitch route. He's always going to make the right decision. If a defender falls in an area, I'm going to go ahead and watch Bryant coming across the formation and try to hit him over the right tackle where space route is actually clearing out the zone. If there's a defender that falls in it, I can actually check down either one of the tight ends, either Miller in the flat or Spaeth going on the deep fly route. So let's take a look at the progressions right away. Actually force that ball into Brown because he generally will fall into a nice little zone. Once again, I've got defenders coming down, and as you can see, Brown is actually going to go ahead and make the right read, forcing your opponent to defend against that. Now, if a defender actually falls in the area, what I can do is I can go ahead and look for Bryant doing the crossing route. And if it is zone, I can actually go ahead and hit the seam with Spaeth if I actually get that hole that opens up for me. So this is a nice little play. It's going to focus on the left side and the right side of the center of the formation. That little hitch route is kind of a little harassment route. All right, so the next play we're going to look at is going to be 4 verticals. I'm going to make 2 adjustments. I'm going to go ahead and take Bryant, my tight end, a wide receiver number 2, and actually put him on a hitch route. I'm going to take my tight end Spieth and put him on a hitch route. And I'll block my running back just to give myself a little bit additional time. Reads are going to be really from inside out because I've got a complemented hitch route that actually will blow up into kind of man coverage. If a zone falls into that coverage, then I can actually take a look at those mini wheel routes on the outside. Bryant is going to be my first read. Man coverage, do a down pass lead, able to pick up easy yards. A stock box, I can actually go ahead on the right hand side against a blitz, fast, easy read. And on off coverage, sometimes the defender will turn his back and I can actually go ahead and hit that outside wheel. So this is a nice little play that you can use to try to mess with your opponent. It's just really hard to defend, and it hits another. All right, and the final play we're going to look at is play action Steeler sail. This is a nice little play action route that's going to attack the left hand of the field. What I like to do is I like to take Bryant and actually put him on a streak route. That way it clears out the area. I'm going to watch Brown first and see if any kind of defender is in a zone coverage and is going to fall into his area. If there's a defender that's in the area with Brown, basically what I'll do is I'll look for the check down with Bell or come back around to the inside C route by Spaeth. If it's man coverage, Brown generally will break past that man coverage if I have enough time. If there's a press going on, I'm going to go ahead and take a shot up top to Bryant. So let's go ahead and cancel out that. Looks like there was a defender in the area, went ahead with the check down with the running back. So got the C route wide open, able to pick up monster yards with that. Go ahead and cancel it out. And then I've got the inside C route, which actually just falls in a unique zone if your opponents are focusing on the left side of the field. And depending on the coverage, you can take a pop up top. Right there, defenders in the area, but you can kind of see the focus on how I can go ahead and hit my opponent up top with that kind of a play. So once again, just forcing that ball in there. So let's take a look at the other play action route if your opponent starts picking up on your tendencies on how you can actually go ahead and take advantage of the right side. Right, and finally I've got the play action cross clown. The clown route on the left hand side, it takes a long time to develop, so I'd rather go ahead and put Brown on a drag route, and I want to go ahead and take Miller and actually put him on a fly route to basically clear out the zone again. Progressions are going to be Brown to Bryant to Miller. I could go ahead and get rid of the play action by blocking Bell. Let me go ahead and leave it in there. Once again, I'm going to go ahead and look for man coverage and be able to hit Brown with the crossing route. And if I've got a levels concept, I can go ahead and hit Bryant's on the higher level with this particular play. So it's a nice little scheme. You know, I could try to hit the seam with Miller, but you have to wait for that to open up, and you know, sometimes it might not happen. So I hope you like the breakdown of this MUT scheme. This is going to be one of 3 formations I want to break down in the Steelers playbook. I'm also going to go ahead and run this in a live game online ranks, so with the Steelers. Once again, I really appreciate my subscribers. I appreciate your support. Any kind of comments, hit the like button if you like this scheme. And thank you once again.